Stephen wants to know, I would like to know Bruce's first impressions of Conrad when they first met.
Who the fuck is this?
That's awesome.
So you want to tell everybody a story?
Oh, if you'd like, yeah.
So I am at, I think, well, no, I know. I'd already thrown away my Brother Love stuff. So
Yep.
I'd already gone over the bridge to Galveston. So I'm coming back from Galveston. So Galveston Bay is right below. Already thrown my Brother Love stuff out. And that was in June or July. Probably June. And I'm sitting at this house that I hate. Bankrupt. Just at the bottom. I mean, I was, you know, where like in a totem pole, like at the very bottom where the dirt comes up around the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was about 6 feet below that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just feeling sorry for myself, just miserable. And it was a Sunday afternoon. And I'm sitting in my chair watching football. You know how much I love to do that. And watch football, and my phone goes doodly doot. And I go look at it. There's a strange phone number there. It says, "Hey, you don't know me." My name, Conrad Thompson.
That's true.
And I've worked with, and he gives me a list of fucking, I got your number from Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Worked with Michael Hayes, Rock and Roll Express, gave me a list of all these guys. And I was wondering if, you might consider, we have a group of people that, like to talk wrestling, like to pick brains. We've done it with you, blah, 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 blah. And basically it was call Michael Hayes, call Ric Flair, call these guys I've worked with, and see if this is something you'd like to do.
Yeah, that I'm not a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we found out different.
They lied.
Yeah. So I called them, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you're going to go do that?" He doesn't let anybody onto the compound usually.
Oh my God. Listen to this.
That's true.
Oh, well,
and so he flying me out, come and talk with his friends, spend a weekend. I drank from 11:30 that day until 2:30 that night.
Something like that. Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
I never put every one of his, drinking buddies to sleep by far.
Yes.
And he's now doing this. Yeah. And I'm looking around. I forget what floor we were on, what level we were on.
We were in the basement.
Yeah, we were in the basement. So I'd come down from the 6th floor down the elevator because I didn't want to use the escalator because it just pretentious. And I was there and I look at him and go, "Man, what the fuck do you do?" Because now I spent the day there. They had Alabama versus Texas A&M, and all his people were going Rolling Tide, and I'm sitting there going whoop, which is the Texas A&M thing, and I hate Texas A&M. Not an Aggie, not a fan. Got a bunch of friends that are Aggies, obnoxious as hell. But I'm an Aggie on this day because I'm in Alabama.
Yes, you're a heel,
and I'm a heel. And Conrad sits down next to me. And I am busting I don't know any of these people.
Nope.
And I'm busting everybody's balls.
Yeah.
And A&M scores. I said, "Yeah, time for all you damn Alabama pussies to go to bed. It's over." And Conrad just looks at me and goes, "You really are a heel in real life." And I just looked at him and go, "Yes, sir, I am."
I loved it.
And it was fun. It was just, and I'm not someone that I don't like people overall. and to be in some strange house and busting on people. I don't know if the next thing they're going to do is take me out back and throw me out the mansion over the fucking cliff. He's got like this big bottomless pit. So like they throw things into, and I didn't want to go into that, never be heard from again.
Right.
And I mean, he had police there.
Sure.
And I shit you not, again, I drank from 11:30 a.m. till about 2:30 a.m. when
That's true.
And the cop gave me a breathalyzer at around 11 p.m. and I passed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do have police friends, and I do recall there being a lot of alcohol consumed, and before people were saying, "Oh, I'm going to head out," they'd blow the old breathalyzer that day to make sure they were okay.
And I passed.
You did pass.
Yeah. And I said, well, that says something for your for your breathalyzer there, buddy. But I was fine. I was good. So, but you know, we started talking about what he did, mortgages and stuff. We just started talking about shit. And then said, well, he talked about opening something in Houston. I said, okay, well, shit, maybe I could do something there. And I thought about it for maybe a week or two and called him. And then we just became friends, started working together and doing shit. And one day he said, oh, you ought to do a podcast. This is a podcast. I said, yeah, I don't even know what a podcast is. I'm not going to do it. So
Something to Wrestle was born.
It took a lot longer than ta-da.
Well, the story was, as you recall, we had done that long shoot in Nashville, and we drive all the way back, and it's a long day. And I turn to you and say, hey, man, what happened when the Radicals jumped from WCW to the WWF, and you pivoted in your chair 90 degrees to face me, and we just talked just like we do right now on the show for over an hour. And I said, dude, this is a podcast. No, nobody wants to hear my stories. Who wants to hear that?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You can't make any money in podcasting, and it's just a hassle to find guests every week. It's just, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Just what we just did. If we would have recorded that, folks would have really dug it. Eventually, I wear you down. Ta-da! You agree to record in my living room with a couple of handheld mics, just shooting the shit about Coco Beware and Akeem and all the nonsense. And here we are.
Yeah.
I think it worked out.
I think it did. You know, I mean, the enticing thing I remember was, hey, no, man, because you won't make any money, but you get a bunch of cool shit.
Well, I think if you recall, I said, hey, I'll sling some mortgages through here, but think about
it wasn't even you that made that pitch. It was somebody else that was like, no, hey, man, it's cool because you might be able to pay like a bill. I kid you not. You might be able to pay a bill once a month, but you get some cool shit.
Yeah, my pitch was, hey, you just started your pro wrestling tee store. We could sell a whole bunch of t-shirts on here. And we started to do the old, don't put a T in his name, put one on your back at bruceprichard.com. Yeah. And now, of course, you can do that at boxinggimmicks.com. And man, who would have thought? Isn't it crazy to think that was 2016 and here we are in 2023 now? Where does the time go?
You're getting old.
I am.
I know.
You're getting old. I mean, I think this is a big year for you, is it not? Hitting the old 6-0.
Just another year, man. Just another year. The ball keeps bouncing. Just keeps going on down the road, man. Where it stops, nobody knows.
What did Stephanie think when you came home and said, hey, I think I might start a podcast again? Like that to me feels like something she would have been like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, she didn't know what it was either.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, honey. Are you going to be in your office? Great. Because then my office was completely separate. It was detached from the house and whole different ball of wax.